G'day folks, Ben from Snows today taking you for a walkthrough of this Yowie AX rooftop tent from 23Zero.
Hit it.
The Yowie AX rooftop tent features an aluminium shell and roof rail so you can mount solar on top. It's got room inside to store your bedding, and the X frame allows for mounting in tight spaces. Before we dive in, we've got loads more content like this on our channel, so make sure you like and subscribe below. Now let's jump into the product. The Yowie AX has got an aluminium frame and roof rails on top. That's the difference between this one and the previous Yowies, which had a lightweight polycarbonate shell. So if you like the Yowie, but you want to be able to mount something on top, the Yowie AX is the solution to that. Now it measures, when this is folded away, the base plate measures about 1.3 by about 1.5. Those dimensions are yet to be confirmed. This is production model, but we have all those details on our website. And when you fold this section out here, it adds about another 90 centimeters out the side of the vehicle. And before I go any further to set the rest of this up, I just want to point out the benefit of this X frame on the Yowie here. If we compare it to this tent at the back here, you can see this is a different style. This pivots from here, and this awning is actually having to be mounted quite a way out from the vehicle. The Yowie, however, almost comes vertically up from the side of the tent here. So we could actually mount, this has got two rooftop tents on this vehicle. If we had a Yowie on the back, we could actually mount this awning much closer to the vehicle because the roof or the lid of this lifts straight up from the base here. So that's a benefit of the Yowie. If you've got this on a tub rack and you want it to fold straight out the back, you could mount this close to the rear of your actual cabin if you like. You don't have to allow that gap. So it's good for small spaces. It's a bit of a walk around to the outside of the Yowie AX. First, looking at the shell on top there, you can see you've got roof rails with channels in there. Ideal for mounting a solar panel. Is rated for about 20 to 25 kilos on top of the rooftop tent. That shell is all welded aluminium shell. Below that you can see a vent that's adjustable internally inside the tent, but you can also open and close it from the outside. That adds ventilation. So there's actually ventilation on all four sides of the tent. Come around to the side, you can see there's two latches. This is all mirrored on the other side. So two latches and then the strut and the X frame, that's all part of the mechanism to open and close it. And there's a big rubber seal that runs around the base of that top shell. It seals against the base board so that you can keep dust and moisture out of the tent when it's in transit. As you walk around, you can see you've got a weatherproof awning on this side here. This is all adjustable from the inside. You've got mesh and solid panels on this side as well. Once again, all adjustable from inside the tent. Moving around, bit of a weatherproof awning over the doorway here. That door's got solid and mesh panels as well. And you've got vents on the side. This is a production model, but these vents will actually have a solid panel that you can zip over to close that up as well. Now, I haven't got the windows set up on the other side here because of the other rooftop tent that's right next to it, but you do have the same mirror that we saw, same window that we saw on that side, set up on this side here as well. Now you do get a little storage bag, little boot bag included with this, so that you can keep a bit of gear, like if you've got wet shoes or anything, you can tuck it inside the main section of this bag here, and then you've got a few organizer pockets, a couple of mesh panels, and a couple of solid pockets on the outside there as well. So you can keep things that are maybe dirty or moist on the outside of the bag, and this is going to keep it relatively dry. Now just on the ladder of the tent, this is a 2.3 meter ladder. Now this rooftop tent is mounted on top of a Ram truck with a 4-inch lift, so it's really high. I'm 1.85 meters, so this is a long way up. I can just reach this extending my hand out. So the 2.3 meter ladder is at its full extent. You're probably not going to mount this on a higher vehicle than this, and this ladder allows the support it needs to set the tent up in full. Moving on to the fabrics of the tent, this is a 230 GSM Eco Polycotton Canvas. Got an LST fabric on the back to block most of the light out, so it's nice and dark inside, and it has a ripstop through it, and then you've got a ripstop polyester fly on top of here as well. So two layers, both to control the heat and also weather protection in the tent. Nice durable mesh. It's a good combination of fine mesh to keep most of the flies and midges and everything out, but also durable, so it's not going to tear up using it in the environments that you would usually be forward driving in. As I mentioned, you will get panels that will zip over these triangles on the side here, so you can control the moisture, or if it is raining, you can actually zip them closed. This is a production model, doesn't have that feature on there for this version. The frame is aluminium. These are all aluminium frames around here, or aluminium extrusions, sorry, around here, and then you've got steel stays for the awnings, weatherproof awnings over the doors and the windows. I'll crawl inside and show you the features in there. Right, it's quite roomy inside the Yowie AX rooftop tent. You've got about 1.4 meters in width. That's what the mattress measures. About 2.1 meters in length, and it's a real usable length because you've got quite a vertical wall at this side here, relatively vertical at that end. You don't have a sandwich like this or a wedge. About 125 centimeters to the very peak here, and that tapers down to around about 70, 75 centimeters at the front of the tent here. So I've got room to sit up almost right at the back of the tent here because this kind of tapers out. So there is room for 2 people to sit in here, play a game, eat some food, whatever you like if you are caught up in the weather. Bit of a rundown of the features, and we'll start with the top. You've got a double panel here. This is a mesh panel that looks out onto a TPU roof that's in the fly sheet, and then you've got a LST coated solid panel that can zip over this as well. So you can leave that open for ventilation or close it up and you can keep the moisture out and also darken it up inside. Moving down from the sides of that, you can see the LST fabric, all seam sealed, so it's fully waterproof. And then on each side, you've got double doors. So this has got a mesh panel and a solid panel for this doorway here, this window, sorry. Really neat, easy to find zipper pulls here. Nice bright orange color with a big loop so you can get your finger in it nice and easily. And they run nice and smoothly. So that features on both sides of the tent. Same thing over this side here. So you can actually reach out and set those awnings up on the outside as well. As we move to the back of the Yowie AX, the inside of the shell here is coated with a really nice feeling sort of velour finish with a pattern in it. So it's nicely finished off. It's got a nice feel inside the tent here. As you move down from that, you've got a little removable USB powered LED strip light here. So this is just a strip light inside a TPU panel. It's got a TPU panel on one side and Velcro on the back, so you can remove this and use it somewhere else if you like. And that just attaches to a USB power bank, and you've got the switch on here to turn it on and off and also dim it up and down. Below that, the mesh vent that we talked about that's internally adjustable, so you can actually reach right outside here if you like, close it right up if you like. This panel here also closes up. And in front of that, we've got some bedding, just for an example, that when this folds up, the panel on this side of the tent folds up to about here, and it gives you this space here to put a bedding. So we've got a bit of a blanket. Well, this is just a blanket, a canvas blanket in here, and a couple of pillows. You could fit a little bit more in there as well. You can see you've got up to about this height here. So you can fold your bedding up, tuck it up this end of the tent when you fold it away. Each side of that, little storage pocket. So there is just a basic storage pocket here. Also features on the other side here, so you can keep necessities at hand. And then most importantly, what I'm sitting on is a 50mm rebound foam mattress with a velour finish. Now this might change a little bit with a production model, but it's a nice, comfortable, thick mattress that this is in, and that sits on top of a 10mm anti-condensation mat as well. It's a nice, comfortable interior to the Yowie AX, plenty of room to sit up in, 140 centimeters in width, so plenty of room for 2 people to lay down. That's all the features of the Yowie AX rooftop tent, 140 centimeters in width, heaps of room for 2 people to sleep, tons of space inside for livability, so if you're caught up in the weather, you sit up and play games. If you like the features and the room of the Yowie tents in the past, but what you were missing was the ability to add solar on top, then the Yowie AX is the solution to that because it has that welded aluminium top plus the roof rails included. It's the Yowie AX from 23Zero. Check them out online at snowies.com.au.